Hola amigos, hola amigas, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo te ha ido? Dorian here from Hooverlux. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso, welcome to my channel. So today I've got this Canary Yellow U2090 Turbopower 2 and I did a little bit of a thing on it when I picked it up on Saturday night, but I'm going to give it a proper good old cleaning now. So I put a new belt on it and I cleaned out all the blockages that were in there, but now I need to give it a good old clean and a good old refurb to get it back up and running. I've also got a, where is it? New Brushroll for it. I think it deserves it. It's got the beta pads. The brushes on it are a bit soft, but I need to refurb the other ones, so I'm going to put this on there. And we're going to give it a really good clean up, and I'm going to give it a go at polishing it using my polishing machine. Obviously not on the parts which have all the lettering, because that will come off, so I'm going to do that at the end, just to see what it's like, just gently, I've never tried it before. So I got my polishing mop that I use for the car, and I'm going to use that on the big parts. So the first thing we're going to do is to strip this thing down. So I'm going to take the cable off. I'm not going to do a complete strip down on this, it doesn't need it. I'm going to take the tools off the back. It's missing its dusting brush. I'll see if I can get one of them. Take the hose off. Take the hose out. Oh, excuse me. Take the bag door off. Take this bag out. It's quite surprising. I only run it over the floor, and it is really surprising on how muck is in there. So this sponge at the bottom has deteriorated, so I'm not going to put that in. This, I need a screwdriver. It's full of muck, so I'm going to take that out carefully. And I'm just going to vacuum out these bits stuck in there. Okay, so now I'm going to lay it down. We'll take off this filter here, the exhaust filter. That's muck, that's going to need replacing. So that's all I'm going to take off on this. I'm just going to clean it with the cloth on the end. But I need to remove this button gently, turn it over, remove the inspection plate, my little bowl. Would help if I had the right screwdriver. Nope. Hang on a second. Yeah, I found it, the screwdriver. Let me just get you closer. I'm going to take out these 3 screws. I'm going to give this a clean. I'm going to take out the brush roll. And I'm going to remove the belt that I put on it. Now the next thing I want to do, I want to take this cover off. So there's 2 screws. There's one all the way down in here. There's one all the way down in this side. I can't get the screwdriver in. There we go. Now this will fall off. So if I lift it up, don't want to lose these screws. I'll tell you what. There we are. There's the 2 screws that have come out. I must have to. There's got to be another screw. And I can't see with the crack that's down in there. Here. Oh yes, and there's a screw here as well. Absolutely covered in crap. There we go. Right, now try it again. Flip it over. Yes. Ooh, bit of spider carcass in there. It's a bit mucky. Right, so that's all the muck pulled out of it. What I'm going to do, let me flip it back over. This doesn't have any issues with leaning or anything, so I'm not going to touch any of this or take any of this apart. I just wanted to get in here to get all the dust out, and I'll give it a wipe over before I put all the bits back. So the next thing I need to do is to grab myself a bucket of water with some detergent in it, and these parts here will need a clean, so I'm going to go do that now. Okay, I've washed the other parts. I've got my bucket with a little bit of detergent in. And to soften up the dirt that's in here, I'm going to lay this damp cloth over it just to moisten up any muck. And use my other cloth to go over it. So I use the screwdriver thing again and the cloth gently just to go over any, to get in the grooves. Said Madonna. Now this was absolutely covered in a heck of a lot of muck, but it was just that, it was just sort of like surface dirt, surface dust. It's in very good condition. I really do like the colour on this. I really like the Canary Yellow. I know it's not to everyone's taste, but bit of a funky colour. Getting all the grooves. Doesn't take much to get these up to looking good if they're in good condition. Right, change cloths. There's a few marks on here, but I'll get my magic eraser to take them off. Alright, I shall go and get my... Oh, here we go, I got one here. So I got a piece of magic eraser. Just going to tear a little bit off, wet it. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, a little bit of elbow grease. It's got practically all the marks off. On the other side. Excellent. It's looking better already. Okay, let's flip it over. This was the more muckier side. Right, so I'm just going to continue faffing around with this, cleaning it up, and when I've done that I'll come back to you. Okay, so I finished with all this. Now I'm going to work on the back. Now this has a lot of marks on it, so I'm just going to spray a little bit of some antibacterial spray, the remnants of that magic eraser, and I'm just going to run this over the body at the back, just to make sure that I get rid of all the marks. This will soften up any muck on it. So when I use the cloth in a minute to clean it all off, most of the dirt would have been loosened up. Okay, don't need that anymore. Alright, so I've got a nice cloth here, wrung out really well. I think because it's such a lovely bright colour as well, it will show up the dirt. But I'm getting rid of it. I do like this vacuum, it really works really well, I have to say, even compared to more modern vacuums of now. I mean, it's not a Sebo or anything, it's only, what is it? 900 watts, or was it 700? I can't see it. But with the Brushroll, the activator Brushroll, it works really well. Right, get my screwdriver to clean out these areas. Down in here. Time to change cloths. Right, okay, once I've finished doing this, I will come back to you. Now, the only real way to get the inside of this clean would be to, completely clean, would be to dismantle it, but I'm not doing that with this. So it does take a lot longer, because there's a lot of grooves in it. As long as you spend the time and have patience to clean it like this, then it will look really good. But it does take patience, which I seem to be gaining a lot of as I'm getting older. In certain things, I think it depends. Yeah, I do have more patience than I used to when I was younger, but I do find that I'm not so if I don't want to do something, or not in sort of like, if I don't want to do something, then I won't do it, and I'll be happy to say no without offending anybody. But I'll just say, nah, I don't want to do that. Not being horrible or anything, but just don't want to do it. But if I can and I want to, then I will. I think as you get older, you start to do that. I just don't want to turn out to be a miserable Mr. Meldrew. Right, so I'm not going to bore you anymore with me waffling on a load of old tripe and cleaning the inside of this. I'll pop you on pause until I finish. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to drop a little bit of grease down here. Just to make it a bit more flexible, not so much grinding on the plastic. I'm going to splodge a little bit of grease inside the McVitie biscuit wheels. That'll make them run a lot better. And this mechanism there's a little screw there. There we go. There we go, that's better. Right, so I've cleaned all the inside of it, lubricated the little parts that I wanted to. Next, I'm going to have a go at using my polishing machine for these parts. So I'm going to remove the camera and we'll have a look. Okay, so this is my polishing watt machine that I use for the car, and I've put on here, this is the finest of the sponges on there, and I'm going to use my V36 cutting compound, and that's all I'm going to do. Actually, you can see the dots on there now. Is dab a little bit and rub it in to the sponge. Less is more. And I'm just going to rub it up and down on here. Now I can see there's some surface scratches, so we'll see how it goes. Switch it on. Let me get a cloth. Now that has definitely made a difference to the shine on it. Can't really tell. It's difficult to see in the camera. I mean, it's pretty shiny to begin with. You can see some of the deeper scratches, but it's definitely made it ever so slightly more. It's definitely smoother. I can't do a lot of this because of the the labels and everything and all the intricate parts to it. I'll need to use a smaller one, but I just wanted to see how it would work using this big machine. So I'm going to put a little bit more cutting compound. Just dab it on like I do, and start it off slow. It's definitely made an improvement. You'll have to excuse the wobbling, I got it balancing. It's definitely made an improvement. But this isn't very badly scratched or damaged, so it's quite forgiving in that way. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop you on hold and I'm going to use the machine and do other parts of it that I can do without well, anyway, you'll see me in a minute. Okay, so I finished cleaning it up. I used the big polishing machine for the parts that I could get to easily, and then I used the little pad with a bit of the V36 on it for the parts that I couldn't reach with the machine, like these areas. And this over here, you can see the reflection in it. Looks pretty damn good to me. Very, very good. It's a lot shinier. I also just rubbed, and then I sprayed some of this Auto Finesse Glisten spray wax over it, and then just rubbed it in with a cloth and rubbed it off. So that has now made it look really good. And then Chris is sending me up some roundels, so I'll put a nice roundel on that to finish it off. It didn't come with one because it's a budget range, but that's a lot better than what it was. So what I need to do now is I need to cut a filter for there and for there, and I'll come back to you once I've done that. So I've got a brand new exhaust filter and the air freshener put in there. I've managed to clean that filter, really well, and I've made a makeshift one out of some filter media, and then I'll get some replacement ones for these, but that'll do for now. Looks like a weird face. Anyway, so next I am going to get this all sorted and fitted on. So what I got here is the hood cover, and I've cleaned it, so it's lovely and clean, but there are marks on it. So I'm going to take my whatever this magic marker, magic eraser, and rub it along, not touching any of the lettering. Let me see if I can, yeah. So you can see here, for example, So this will take any marks off the plastic and also the rubber bumper as well. Get a cloth to dry it off. So I'm going to repeat the process again, a little bit of the cutting polish on this pad. And then just work it in over the plastic, avoiding the lettering. It's very hard because it's covered in lettering, so you've got to be I hate this wobbly table. I need to get a nice proper one, or just a solid one. Right, so I'm just working that in. It doesn't take much. Okay, wipe the cutting compound polish off. Spray some of the glitz spray. Just rub the spray wax in. I mean, this couldn't just be for vacuums. You could use it for anything that's plastic. Just always test an area first. You can always use this stuff. I use this on the car as well, so I know that I've tested before on plastics because I use it on the car. Well, I use it on the paint to put the cutting polish. I used it on my other half's old Merc. That hadn't been properly detailed, well, for donkey's years probably. And I did it on there and it just made the paintwork look absolutely amazing. I'm not going to do much with the inside of it, I just wanted to just clean it. Now, it's really hard to see on camera, but it has made a huge difference. Right, so there we go. So that's all nice and polished. I'm going to pop you on hold a sec. Okay, so next now we're going to fit the cover back in, the top cover. Now I think there's some... Actually, that just fits on top. That's actually very nice and simple. And I'm going to put the height adjustment knob on as well. There we go. So that's on. I'm just gently going to turn it over. And fit the cover back on. Put these two screws down in here. And then we've got two more screws at the back. Magnetic screwdrivers are so fantastic. There we go. I'm just going to test this. Excellent. Flip it back over. Just going to pop the belt back around the spindle. Pop on this brand new brush roll. Oh, bugger. It's not the right size. Well, that's rubbish. Let me take this end out. Ow. Let me just get the old brush roll. The old brush roll here. What the heck did I do with that? Right, hang on a second, let me pop you on pause. This was the original one. It is literally... No, it's not going to fit, it is different. Bugger. No, it is different. They look identical. You know, when you just first look at them, they look identical, but they're not. Right, okay, so I can't use this. Oh, never mind. I'm going to take the ends off this and I'm going to grease them. Okay, so unfortunately I can't use a new brush roll. I have to use this one, but I've given them a really, really good greasing and cleaning. So that'll work good. I need to put the plate back on. Very simple, 3 screws for this. Grease on my screwdriver. Last screw here at the top. And there we go, we finished with the underneath of that now. That's all nice and tidy. I just need to put the inspection plate back on. I haven't forgotten, like I did last time. So there we go, a nice clean inspection plate. There we go, that's in place. So we are finished now with the underneath of this. I am just going to stand it up, turn it back this way and re-angle the camera. Okay, so I'll just turn this on quickly for you. The brush roll sounds a lot better, it doesn't sound so grindy. And it winds down pretty well. Oh, there's a butterfly just flown in. So yeah, so there we go. So that is that. The next thing I'm going to do is the bag door. Oops. So if you guys just give me a minute, I'm just going to just wipe this over very quickly, and I'm going to go get the bag door. So that's a lot tidier now that I've cleaned it. but this has got so much lettering on it, which is very important to it here, here and here. So I don't want to use the machine on it and accidentally rub off one of the logo things on it. So I am going to use my cutting polish on a nice fresh pad. And I'm just going to work it back and forth over the bag door, making extreme careful that I don't touch any of the logos. So I'm just going to carry on doing this. So I've just had a thought while I've been doing this, and if you use, now don't quote me on this, if you used like frog tape, you could stick some frog tape over to mask these areas off, and then you could go for it hell for leather. But that's one idea I suppose you could do, is to cover the decals, the stickers. So right, I finished that. It's worn in, so it still looks shiny, but it's got the film over it. Word of advice, always use a clean one of this, because you're just going to be transferring muck and grime over to the next part, so always change these are very cheap. And always use a fresh cloth as well, because again, you don't want to ruin the surface that you've just made. It's just like car detailing. So I'm going to wipe off on one side, wipe off on the other side, and turn the cloth inside out. Oops. And I'm going to spray some of this glisten wax, and again rub on with one side of the cloth, and then polish off with the other side of the cloth. And there we go. See that? Now I can see a slight bit of a difference around here where I haven't done over the logo. So it definitely does make a difference. Right. So there we go. That's that done. Let's get you pointing up. So I got the fan on, so if you hear a noise, it's because I got the fan on. So I got the bag, the filter. Pop that into place. Let's try it again. There we go. Bag on. Shit. Knock it off. Pop the door bag back on. And that is the main part done. So that's all I'm going to do with my two cloths, is just rub over the back. I'm going to take some pictures outside when I've done it. I'll do a little demo for you, and you'll see what it looks like then, all polished up. Right, so the next part I need to concentrate on now is the back. So I need to go get the tools and the hose, and we can fit them on. I'll just pop you on pause while I go and get some of my mother's plastic polish on this. That one's got the lid clogged. I'll use this other one. Just smear some over the plastic of the tools. And then rub it off. There we go. Put that inside there, and I'm going to pop it into its place. Oops, wrong way around. What did I do with the dusting brush? Hang on a second, I've left that. Same with that. bit of plastic polish. Pop that on there. There we go, where it goes. And now the hose. I'm just going to pull the hose cloth over the hose. Put that into the back. Put it around. Pop it in. This is a lot more rubbery now in texture. So if anybody does have a dusting brush, I think these are dark grey or black, I don't really care, to be honest. If you can let me know, I'll pay for it, I'll buy it obviously. But if you do have a spare one, let me know and I can possibly buy it from you guys. Anybody there? So there we go, we are done. So I'm going to switch it on for you now. Sounds a lot better now with the brush bar being greased, and in general just will perform better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get to the floor, I'm going to put down some of my muck like I normally do, and then we'll do a little demo with it. Okay, so that's all I've done is put down some sawdust and some porridge oats. So not only is this Turbopower 2 sounding better, and smelling better, it is also performing fantastically. I'm really impressed with it. It'll look nicer when I have the roundel to put on there. That'll finish it off. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this, with the way it's looked. It was in a bit of a state underneath, but the what was there was good. So actually working with it to clean it up wasn't that bad at all. It's only taken me this afternoon to get it done. So here we go. That is my Hoover Turbopower 2, and I said the ratings on it were U2090, serial number U2090-971. So there we go. I think that is January 97. I'm getting better, Steve, I think, getting there slowly. Now I don't understand about this wattage where it says about 7 or 900. It's a 900 watt because it said so there on the front of it. So I've really enjoyed fixing this up. It really, I really am pleased with it. I hope you found this helpful in any way whatsoever, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I've enjoyed doing it. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon when I'll be working on another vacuum. So thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.